guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm Purple Elephant Gaming here, and today we're playing Magic Touch. So this game was recommended by Grim, so thanks to Grim. So this game's pretty cool. So let's just hop into it and I'll show you the basics. So basically enemies are falling and you have to create the shapes that's on their balloon to get, well, to pop the balloon. If they touch the ground, you lose. That's the basic of the game. So I practiced a little bit because I didn't want to suck too badly when I tried this. It's actually pretty hard, but it's a really fun game that seems to have a lot to it. So there's a number of different shapes. There are 3 difficulties and 1 sort of game mode. So there's Zen, Normal, which is what we're playing right now, Insane, and then there's also Time Attack, which is basically one with time-based. As you can see, there's the giant purple dudes, which are bosses, regular enemies. They can start getting multiple balloons as you get farther along in the game. The bosses have special designs that only they can get. And then once you get far enough, you get the Gold Knights, which are, well, difficult. They can have anywhere between 3 and I believe 10 balloons. So they can get a lot of balloons, making it very difficult to pop. Sorry, there was an ad, so there are a lot of ads with this game. So anyways, I was saying that it can get really difficult to pop all the balloons when the Gold Knight has so many. So that's classic. There's also, as I told you, there's Zen, which is a lot easier. Then there's Insane mode, which is nuts. So let's start off with Zen. I'll do 1 game in Zen and then 1 in Insane. So this is a little different. It's not necessarily easier than normal mode. It starts off harder in my opinion, but it ends up being easier in the long run. So, because you start off with Gold Knights a lot earlier, as you can see, but they only have 3 balloons, and I believe they stay at 3 balloons. You never get more balloons than 3 on each Gold Knight, even though you'll get Gold Knights a lot earlier in the game. So that's basically the premise of Zen mode. It's different, but it's not necessarily harder. Well, or easier. It's a hard game still. That wasn't a very good attempt. I lost pretty early there. But it takes a while to get good at. Well, there was another ad there. Insane mode is, well, as you can probably guess, Insane mode is insane. It has a lot harder shapes, and as you can clearly see, all of the characters fall a lot faster, which of course makes it a lot harder. Plus, the boss balloon has a special shape that, as far as I'm concerned, is incredibly difficult to do, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that in time. And finally, Time Attack. Time Attack is also fairly basic. I believe you have until that clock in the background reaches a full circle, and you can get bonus time for getting multiple characters in a row, I believe. Like that was plus 2 seconds, I believe, is what it gives you, but I'm not quite sure. Then bomb enemies can spawn, which if you don't get in time, I believe is an instant KO, an instant loss, which, you know, isn't too good. But Time Attack, it's a little different. It's a lot more interesting because there's a much bigger focus on getting combos. Like there, I canceled it out so I could get a combo, which I made a mistake there. Because you want to get as many points as possible, which, well, is hard to do sometimes. Since if you want enough time very quickly, so these games are good if you have not much time, you just want a quick game. Time Attack is different simply because it is technically a different game mode rather. Because you have to worry about combos and running out of time, which I think I'm about to, yeah. So they don't last that long. I believe it's a minute, but then I think you get 2 seconds. As I was saying, I believe you get 2 seconds bonus time for every combo. So there is coins, as I'm sure you can tell. I've mostly, to be honest, been watching ads to get them, but I have a lot of coins saved up. Because there's a couple things. There's different skins for your wizard. Not going to buy those, but there are plenty. You can get different background levels. And most importantly, spells. So I haven't bought any of these because I wanted to save my reaction for on camera. So There are a lot of spells. I definitely don't have enough money to buy all of them. Well, there are 10 spells and they go up in price very quickly, but I'm going to buy as many as I can going in order. So this is the time spell. I'm not quite sure how it works, but there seems to be a symbol for each of them. So that's the time spell. We have lightning, which seems cool. Fire by the looks of it, which is kind of like a heart. M with a cannon. And frogs with like a omega symbol. So those are cool. I haven't tested out any of the spells, so I'm going to go into Zen, which should be the easiest game mode, to see if I can, well, test them out. So I haven't seen what any of the spells do, so we're going to find out and see how helpful they are, because I have no idea how much of a difference the spells will make, if the game will become easy, or who knows. I'm assuming, it won't become easy, of course, because the game will never become easy. It's just not that kind of game, which is a good thing. It has a lot of replayability. Of course, it will take you a lot of time to farm for all those coins to buy all the spells, since I bought half of them, and I bought the cheaper half. So I have nowhere near enough money, as you can probably, or as you saw, to buy all the spells. There's even one that costs 30,000. So it gets very expensive very quickly. So, there are definitely issues with that. See, okay, spell. How do I do this? And I died before I could use it. So I guess, did the spell symbols just come onto the screen every once in a while? That seems to be what it is. I'm going to try to showcase every single spell, so hopefully we'll just keep playing until we see them all. Too bad I couldn't get that one in time before I died. So they're not instant. You do have to do the weird symbol or whatever, which hopefully won't be too hard to memorize, I guess. But we'll find out. Hopefully I'll actually be able to get them fairly soon without too much trouble. Because otherwise, we could be here for a long time trying to find all of the spells. And, successfully pull them off too. This game takes a lot of attention, so I do apologize if I don't have a ton of, or if I'm not talking for all of it. It simply is a very difficult game with a lot to focus on that can make the game very difficult if you want to win and stay alive. And of course, I want to do that. There is bosses eventually. We'll see if I get one. I've only ever made it to them in Zen mode, and it's still very difficult to do. Oh, that was really hard. Because, so once you get far enough along, a big boss blimp will spawn and fall really slowly. It has a ton of balloons, like 30 or something, but only some of them you can see at a time. Other ones are grayed out until you open other balloons, like other ones of his balloons. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get to see that soon, if I last long enough. There are also chests, as you can probably see there, that come throughout your gameplay. You have to do the various symbols to unlock them. It can be very hard to do it in time. As you can see, sometimes you don't get the chests. It's too bad. They do contain a lot of gold, but they're not necessary. Hey, boss. So there's this guy. He spawns every once in a while. He's really intense normally, okay? As you can see, slowly but surely, you'll see different blimps of his that spawn. You want to be able to get as many of those as possible, and it is very quick timing-wise, so you have to be very careful. As you can see, it's often very close to killing him. He spawns into a lot of coins, so those boss fights are, I guess, the most intense enemy. To be honest, I don't actually think I've died to one yet, but I get super close to death every single time. They're very difficult. Spell. How does this work? What? What just happened? Well, that's too bad, since I activated the spell and basically... Okay, let's keep trying this and see if we will eventually, well, get to see a spell that actually helps us, because they don't seem all that helpful so far. I was expecting them to be a little bit more powerful. Maybe I just haven't used them to their full potential or whatever. Who knows? Maybe that was the time stop. Like, I don't actually remember which spell is which. So I don't know which one we activated there and which one was sort of useless. But hopefully we'll find out. Or, you know, if it takes too long, I'll end up just cutting to when I finally find them. We'll see. I'll probably do this one last game. And if we don't find any that sucks, I'll probably just continue searching and show you them when I get there. But hopefully we'll find some more during this full game. So I like playing on Zen simply because I find the bosses are very interesting. The boss enemies, which are often very hard to find normally. As you can see, it's pretty difficult to do the chests while all the enemies are going, but the chests do provide a lot of money, which is important to buy spells, characters, and backgrounds, which are all cool. If this video gets a couple of likes, I'll probably showcase every single spell, because I don't have them all, but it wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world for me to spend a couple hours grinding for them. So let me know if that would be something you were interested in. That was really close. We have the M spell. There are cannons. This is very interesting. So it shoots bombs if they get low enough. Another M. That's not that helpful, to be honest. So I guess every once in a while you'll get a bomb that shoots them. So the spells definitely aren't like an instant overpowered thing. So let's look at this spell-wise. So we just saw the cannon one. I guess previously that was the frog one, the Enigma, or the M. Well, hopefully we'll find some more ones. So we did use the time one. So I guess the time one just slows down time. Okay, so that's why we still lost to that one. Honestly, it seems, because lightning I think pops all of them by the looks of it. So hopefully we'll get lightning. That seems like it's probably the most useful one. Most versatile, because, you know, it'll actually save you if you're in trouble. So we'll keep going. We've seen 2 of the spells so far. I have 5, of course, so hopefully we're going to be able to see all 5. So by the way, I know I did mention this at the beginning, but it was a little, I didn't really go into much detail. This game is called Magic Touch if you do want to try it for yourself. It's on the App Store. It's free to play, so that's awesome. So just if you do want to check it out, it's Magic Touch, search it on the App Store, and you should be able to find it, no problem. Another M spell, that's helpful. So the cannon seems decent, but it doesn't seem all that great, which is disappointing. Hey, a boss! So we'll get to see hopefully what this cannon does during the boss fight. That's cool. Or not, because the cannons disappear as soon as the boss gets on screen. That's a little disappointing. So I guess the cannon spell is one of the more common ones. new spell, new spell, new spell, new spell. Nope. So I guess that's like a fire. Fire comes up from the bottom. That seems like that's what it is. Well, anyways, I had a lot of fun today. We showcased some of the spells. So we got to see time slowdown. We got to see the beginnings of the fire spell, which, yeah. So by the looks of that, it looks like we shouldn't have actually died there. We got to see the cannon spell. So that means I still have the fog and lightning to show later. But I am running a little bit tight on time today, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. If you're still watching, that means you probably enjoyed the video, so you can give it a like, subscribe, comment. It makes my day. It lets you join the Purple Elephant Squad, so yeah. Have a good day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!